All right, you may have seen this before on some web pages, maybe not at the scale, but this is a very commonly known effect. It's typically requires some kind of library, some JavaScript. I think it's possible to do it with just CSS, but it's not very easy. How do we do this? Let's go over that. So I'm just going to come over here, and you can see the tree is very, very simple. I'm just going to remove this, and the component root basically, sorry, the component root element has only the overflow hidden, because otherwise when we rotate the main thing, it's going to be going out of bounds, and it's going to show some scroll bars, which causes layout shifts. So that's the reason that we want to keep the overflow hidden here. All right, so let's come over here and add an element called hover rotate. So that's basically the element that does this, hover rotation, as you can see. So I can increase the rotation levels. You can kind of see it comes with some shadow by default. And yeah, so this is basically the hover rotate element that does this entire effect. All right, so let's look at its style. So it comes with some default styles. We don't need height and width. We want we want it to cover the entire thing. Also, we don't need the overflow hidden here, because we set the overflow in the overflow hidden in the main root element. All right, so let's look at the rotate body. So if you look at the element tree over here, hover rotate comes with another div underneath it called the rotate body. And this also comes with its own default style. So that's the one that does. So this is by default with 100%, height 100%, which is we're still going to need that. We don't need the background color white. We don't need the box shadow. And yeah, so this is the transform we obviously needed for some animations. But yeah, this is the core of it. So for now, let's just turn off the rotation so that we can actually edit our element here. So I'm gonna start by adding some heading. Let's say CSS hover effects are. All right, and then let's add another paragraph. I don't know. Let's generate some text with AI. Maybe generate a sentence that talks about how awesome CSS hover effects are. All right, let's generate that with AI. Okay, let's clear up the quotes over here. All right, so we have our basic structure over here. For the rotate body, we need to set the background image. So we're going to be using this image that I got from Pixabay. You can download it as well. You can pick whatever you want. Yeah, so we just want to center it though, so that it looks, when we rotate it, we want it to look good. And the heading and the paragraph need to be centered. So for that, we actually need to set the styles over here for flex. And let's make it column so that it goes underneath that, and we're going to be centering them. And the typography, let's set it's 50 pixels. It looks a little big, but we're going to set some margins. Let's set the color white, and let's add a little shadow so that it's going to be looking decent. I want to center it. So when you center the shadow like this, it kind of has this effect of putting in black aura around it, or whatever color that you pick. So it's nice to make the text stand out. Also, it still blends a little too much. So let's add a little linear gradient layer here, overlay. So this is going to be a linear gradient, and we're going to be starting from maybe about 10 opacity all the way down to black. All right. So yeah, and now for the paragraph, let's add a little margin. So maybe the left and right margins about this much. All right, that looks good. Yeah, so now it's looking good. So we can actually start rotating it. So let's go to the how rotate, and let's set it something. And yeah, so that's basically how you can create this effect. And now you can play around with it. You can increase the rotation levels. There's different settings here. You can use the so by default it replaces the X and Y coordinate animations, and you can change the directions. Also, you can play around with the perspective. So there's the under the effects, there's the perspective origin Z. So if you actually reduce this, the effects are going to be much more wild. So even at 50 pixels, this is, as you can see, this is quite wild. Or if you set it to 100 pixels, that's still pretty low. So we want to get away from it, and then that basically reduces the amount of perspective on it. So yeah, feel free to play around with it and get creative, and yeah, check out our other videos as well. Thank you very much for watching.